chillTV had a special conversation with the Fraser Valley Regional District Chair and the Chilliwack City Councillor and the Pride of Yarrow, Jason Lum. Jason, obviously taking some time out, thank you again. One thing I'm not clear on this morning, around just before 2 o'clock Saturday morning, the floodgates at the Barrowtown pumps were open. Did they have to close again and then reopen, or were they able to stay open a little bit throughout the entire day today?
Yeah, I don't have that exact granularity of information yet, Don. I know that they were open at 2 a.m. They remained open for a good number of hours. I haven't got an update whether or not they had to partially close them or not. But again, the positive update that I received that I can confirm is that the water has stopped rising in lots of places, and then in some places where the elevations were quite low, the level of water that has come up has been very, very insignificant, about a centimeter, I think.
Yeah, and you touched on something that Mayor Henry Braun in his 2 o'clock Saturday address mentioned, that in the western part of the bowl, as he calls it, there was some green that was showing. His concern now is the eastern part, which borders your neck of the woods in Yarrow. And again, correct me on a number, there was still something like 250 dairy cattle that have to be moved or are okay right now. Do you have any more information on that?
Yeah, I was told very recently of a couple of instances where there was a couple of different farms that each had a roughly 100 cattle on them. They're working through a process right now through the Dairy Industry Association and through EMBC and the City of Abbotsford to get people in, get them permitted to enter to move those cattle. That situation is handled by the City of Abbotsford and is being handled through the Ministry of Agriculture. The only time I've seen Chilliwack get involved is when we've been asked. Keep in mind, this is very much a regional issue with a lot of moving parts. So the chess pieces are being moved around the board pretty quickly here. And, there's a lot of people taking in cattle, taking in livestock, taking in chickens in the eastern part of the Fraser Valley right now, which is dry and safe. And we just thank those farmers. A lot of them are working together. They've been organized since the event started. So, and from what I understand, they've got their own communication lines established. They've got a lot of the transportation routes established, and they're doing well. What I've heard is they just need us to get out of the way and let them do their jobs. Obviously, life safety is incredibly important, and I completely understand that. But, I want to make sure from my perspective that whatever process we're asking farmers to undertake, that is completely streamlined, that is 24/7, and that it adapts to a situation that changes minute to minute.
Forest Service roads, obviously they have been shut down. Nobody's been trying, please tell me nobody's been trying to go up those roads outside of Cruz.
No, unfortunately, I wish I could tell you that, Don, but there is a lot of people that we're starting to hear about. We're starting to get the disaster tourists in right now who want to come and take selfies and stand by rivers and stand by streams and look at the damage. Quite frankly, I have nothing nice to say about that. So I'll bite my tongue. Maybe I won't. Don't be an idiot. Don't go out and do that. There's a lot of people who are working real hard to keep people safe and to evacuate themselves, their loved ones, their livestock, and the roads need to be kept clear. Don't get in the way.
And on that same vein, Abbotsford Police, their first communication was very concerned about drones. And then Abbey PD had said that Transport Canada is now involved in this. There was even one post attributed to APD that apparently somebody with a private helicopter actually was trying to land on one of the stretches of the dike just to take a look. It's now a no-fly zone, as I understand it. How bad is it with drones? I mean, this is, it's new technology, it's recent technology, we get it, but as you said, taking selfies with a drone, and that's just getting in the way of crews.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? we've been obviously kept in the loop on the federal orders that are coming into play with Transport Canada, both on unessential, non-essential boat traffic, and also the air traffic lockdown in the region. You know what? It's simple. There is a time and a place, and there are tools, and they should be used by rescue personnel. They should be used by our crews at the city and the regional district and in local government. If you're just up for a leisurely flight with your drone, just don't do it. Chances are you're gonna get in the way. You may hamper an important effort that's underway right now. I understand. Again, I want to be clear. There are people out there who have been working, volunteers, search and rescue personnel, people in boats who are ferrying people to critical cancer treatments, rescuing animals. I consider that essential personally. So I hope those people are safe. I hope they're well, but I hope that they're able to continue doing the important things that they've been doing. And there's a lot of farmers out there doing that.
The province a couple of hours ago issued some directives when it came to those properties that are on a well system dealing with drinking water from wells. I would assume boil water advisories left, right, and center, or will there be, I'm hoping, I would think, help down the road, but that's a situation I would assume that you're in the loop on?
Yeah, there was, again, this is mostly City of Abbotsford, had some water main breaks on the prairie. They were trying to locate those. I understand that they have located a number of them. It is obviously extremely challenging for their crews to do under 3, 4, 5 feet of water. There was, I know, boil water orders in place on the prairie. I'm not sure the up-to-date information on that, but again, the bottom line is any livestock that are still high, dry, and alive are now running out of food and water. They need to be fed, they need to be watered. So we need to get those critical supplies to them, and we need to ensure that the process is very, very easy. In Chilliwack, we designed a process very quickly that when we understood from the farmers they needed to get feed and water to their farmers, even under an evacuation order. We were able to work with RCMP, we were able to create a process that was very fast so we could get feed trucks and farmers back in, check their livestock, feed them, ensure their well-being, and get back out. And it maintained life safety, and it maintained the safety of the livestock, and it kept them alive. And we need to, I hope that everybody watching or listening is going to be mindful of that. And I think they are. The Ministry of Agriculture and the City of Abbotsford are working extremely hard under really, really difficult circumstances.
Earlier in the day when we were watching Mayor Henry Braun in his address, he was getting pretty emotional and to the point of being very thankful we're catching a bit of a break with the weather and the work on the dike system there, which he said about 50% of the work that has to be done is done, and the military has just been working their tail off, about 119, 120 Canadian military working on this. Let's get to you. You're the pride of Yarrow. How are you holding up? You and your family had to get out of there. Do you know the status of your own house?
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't want to over dramatize it, Don. I was worried, but I trust that the people we put in charge, our engineers, our operations crews, the modeling that they had done looked like that we would be safe. When we look at these orders, we have to evaluate all the information we're getting. We're getting it very quickly, and obviously life safety and preserving life safety is utmost importance. Our house is dry. There's a lot of people out there where their houses aren't dry. They've lost everything. The focus should squarely be on them and what we can do to support them and continue to support them. Listen, it's really fun. Not fun, I say, but maybe it's there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of adrenaline in the response, the immediate response. And we've been able to tap into that right now with some incredible community efforts. But what's going to happen right now is we're going to start to shift into recovery. the true enormity and the tragedy of this situation is literally going to start to be uncovered as the water lowers. And we're going to start to see some extremely trying times, some very emotional times. And we're going to need the people who are ready and willing to volunteer on response and the critical response efforts to be here with us for the long run and to assist the farmers and all the people who've lost everything as we rebuild.
Obviously, there's been plenty of people taking shots at the Americans with the Nooksack River, but that's really out of your ballpark. That's more of an international Justin Trudeau thing, I would think.
You know what? It's not time to take shots right now,
Yeah.
in my opinion, Don. I mean, people can do what they will, but I know for a fact some of our counterparts in Sumas and Whatcom County, working in their respective cities and towns, they were hard hit. Some of them way more hard hit than I was personally. And I know they were running their own city's Facebook pages, answering the phones, running pumps, trying to rescue people. You know, now is not the time, in my opinion, to take shots. Yeah. There'll be a time and a place when we look and evaluate, and we will all be held accountable for how we've responded during this emergency. Now's not that time. We're still in it, and we need to keep people safe and keep responding to the best information at hand.
And on a positive note, and I'm going to quote a line that former MLA John Martin always used, that there are times when Chilliwack punches above its weight class. I think Chilliwack's punching above its weight class and really coming through.
Yeah, I agree with you, Don. I mean, we're doing what any neighbor would do when called upon. It's not time right now to split hairs and worry about whose municipal responsibility or local government responsibility is. The time right now is to come together to offer what we can to offer. It's for time for volunteers and community members to step up and offer what they can offer, and we've seen that completely across the board. We're not worried right now. We're just working together, and the goodwill is there to continue offering mutual aid and support where we can. I know each and every one of my colleagues on council and the mayor have been working extremely long days. They've been doing the very best that they can with what they have, the tools available to them. Everybody has their own different skill sets. And you know what? It's easy to point fingers in an emergency. I've signed literally, I don't know, I'm going to say 50 evacuation orders for people. I've never been under one myself. You don't know how you react when you're under your own order, when you're told get out immediately, take the things that you need to go and leave immediately. You know, and so you got to give people, you got to give them some leeway, in my opinion. And that's what I'm trying to do right now, trying to be kind, trying to work to help people where they need help. And that's where my focus lies.
And you and your family getting any sleep?
Well, as you can see, Donnie, this is the no sleep for 3 days and haven't taken a shower and shaved look. I hear it's pretty popular, but yeah, we'll get some sleep when the time is right. Right now, there's work to be done. You didn't ask me about the Fraser Valley Regional District. That's where I am right now.
Yeah,
I'm in my office here, and we just had the military into the EOC. We're doing our briefing. There's about 25 people in that room who haven't slept. They've been working around the clock. They've been tracking 36 different critical incidents across the region, and some of the most geographically challenging areas. A lot of focus and media attention is being paid to the flooding event, and rightfully so. But there are a lot of major incidents that are continue to be unfolding right now at the regional district, and we're continuing to work on that really, really hard.
Fraser Valley Regional District Chair Jason Lum, Chilliwack City Councillor, and the Pride of Yarrow. Try and get a shower.
Yeah, I will.
Take care. Thank you again, Jason, and you're watching chillTV News.